Hello and welcome to another episode of Nurse Amy. Today I'm actually inspired to talk about something inspirational. I was inspired, or I am inspired, by a student of mine, and so I'm just going to go right into it. Again, if you're new here, my name is Nurse Amy and I talk about CNA stuff, nursing, healthcare, lifestyle, certainly beyond CNA. I'm a registered nurse and I share my experiences. I'm also going to be doing a question and answer. I know I've been talking about that, but it's something I'm seriously thinking of taking up because I have all these emails asking me questions, so I'm taking them one at a time. I'm going to be doing that. It's just that it gets to be a lot of work because right now, at the present time, I do teach CNA. I teach in a CNA school, CNA program. So that takes up a lot of my time. So just diving straight into it. I also have a podcast called Nurse Amy Online. And I have actually talked about the topic I'm going to be talking about today, which is you're stronger than you know. You are stronger than you know. Now, you might not think so when you're going through whatever it is that you're going through. But I can tell you right now, take it from me. Someone who's been in this profession for about 20 years and counting. And someone who's also is a mature woman. I would like to see myself. I believe I am a woman of a certain age, so I do know what I'm talking about. I've had my own share of ups and downs. And believe me, you're stronger than you know. You will find in a lot of my episodes, I talk about things that are personal to me because I try to put things in perspective for you. And so some time ago, I was married. And that marriage ended. And I was devastated. I really didn't think, it wasn't that I didn't think that I could go on. It was more of, I had anchored my happiness and my identity around this person. So when that reality wasn't my reality anymore, it really hurt me. He hit me. But thankfully for my faith, so depending on whatever faith you believe in, hold on to your faith. I held on to Christ because Jesus is who anchors me. And I will tell you, when that thing happened, it was like a free fall. I actually felt like, oh my God, I was free falling, but I was caught by my Christ. So, and then started to work my way back to the top. So at that point in time, if I thought about all the things that I had lost because I moved from a totally different state to another state, and that's what we as women, we sometimes do. Something I'm going to talk about later on, not in this episode, but you want to be careful when you're making those decisions that it doesn't hurt you too negatively, just in case things don't go the way they're supposed to. Like in my case, it didn't, but that wasn't the end of the world. So I realized I'm stronger than I thought, because I thought, oh my God, where do I start from? I don't know anybody where I am. I don't know any. I didn't have any friends, you know. My friends were his friends. No, his friends were my friends. So I didn't have that support network. But thankfully, I moved beyond that. Now, I use that as one of the examples. And there are some of you out there who probably have experienced some kind of loss. Okay, it could be a marriage. It could be a relationship. It could be a pregnancy, which also I have experienced in my lifetime. So these are things that, again, I put things in perspective for you to let you know that whatever it is you're going through right now, it doesn't make or break you. It doesn't break you. It doesn't make you. You get to surmount and overcome that challenge. You are stronger than you know. You really are. Because think about it. You went through a certain thing, a certain experience, something, a certain event happened to you. You didn't like it. However, you're not in that place now. You've moved forward. If you have been following Nurse Amy, my channels, my podcast, which is Nurse Amy Online, even on my Instagram and Twitter, Nurse Amy Academy. If you follow me on Facebook, like my page, Nurse Amy Academy, you will find I do give inspirational talks, inspirational cookie points. So if you know me, you would always know about my cookie points. It's so synonymous with Nurse Amy. So the cookie point today, the cookie inspirational point is you're stronger than you know. So my telling you this is don't take any day for granted. You are going to move forward. The thing to avoid is to stay stagnant. Now, if you've listened to some of my inspirational cookie points before now, I have talked about, I've talked about being grateful every day. I've talked about the right time is now. I've talked about, oh God, I'm trying to remember all of them. But you will see they all kind of tie into each other. It's me trying to tell you, do what you need to do. Make hay while the sun shines. I know that quote probably dates me, but essentially what it means is when you have the time, when you're able to, go ahead and do what you need to do. Okay? Another way to cope with certain things that happens to you is be grateful. That's another episode I have done. I've treated that topic both in my podcast and also here on YouTube. Be grateful. You find that when you're being grateful, some kind of positive energy comes around you and changes situations around you. You're stronger than you know. Sometimes you might not even feel that when things happen to you at that point in time because you're so sad, and so you do need external push. So it might be your support network. It might even be outside your support network. You might need someone that doesn't even know you, just to listen to you, to tell you, to help you put things in perspective. Like what I'm doing right now. If you listen to this and you're feeling down, hopefully it brings you some breath of fresh air, some type of motivational force that can get you to where you need to be or need to go. You're stronger than you know. It might be it's an exam you sat for and you didn't pass it. You can't give up. All you need to do is just do what you need to do and move to the next stage. One thing you can't be certain about in life is there's constant change and there is constant movement. You not moving is a type of movement. No movement. Does that make sense? So there is always constant movement. So you not moving at all is a type of movement. It is called no movement. You are stronger than you know. So let me share this story with you. Some time ago, this was probably, I'm thinking 20 plus years ago. Then I lived in California. I had a young daughter. You know, being a single mother, it wasn't easy. And that's one of the reasons why I actually moved away from California. I didn't stay long there because I didn't have a support network. I had a young baby. But anyway, I do remember a friend of mine was working one of those electrical stores, I think called Fry's. I don't know if they still have those out there. And his manager was leaving to go to medical school. Mind you, this manager is 60, well, at that time was 60 years old. Now, to a lot of us, even now, 60 seemed quite old. Okay. But when he was asked why he was leaving, he said, I've always wanted to be a doctor. And then people tried to discourage him. Well, they tried. I mean, the man had done what he had to do. That was even before I knew about MCAT and what have you, all the things you had to do. Anyway, So, but he was determined to go. He was leaving for medical school, so his position was coming up empty. And a friend of mine was applying to actually be the manager of that store, of which this man had previously held. And so he was looking for someone to train. So the question people kept asking him is, why 60 years old? He's like, well, it's something I've always wanted to do. And then he talked about how his marriage failed. He lost his wife. He lost his children. He lost a good job he had. And all those things. He didn't think that he could make it. Now, when I talk about him losing his wife and children, I mean, they didn't pass on. No, it was a divorce. And he was devastated. And he didn't know what to do. And he thought his world had collapsed. So he had taken out some jobs. Eventually, he became a manager at this electrical store. And then he thought, you know what? I'm going to go on to medical school. And because that's what I've always wanted to do. I mean, he had a very grand send-off party, which, again, blew everyone's mind. Just the fact that he was leaving this job. But one thing people took away was that, wow, this is a man who's gone through all these things in his life, and yet he had come out on top. Quite at a far-reaching point people thought he would go. It just shows he was stronger than he ever knew. I don't know, does that make sense? I mean, it might seem, I'm sharing this stories with you just to let you know you do not, actually you cannot afford to remain in the same place. You would always move forward. It doesn't end you. It doesn't break you. So for those my students and those that are not my students, because I do get letters from different part of the country, outside the country too. I actually got a letter, I think it's from Canada. I would be answering my letters soon. At this juncture, I would also like to thank another YouTuber who has been encouraging, and I love her videos. Please go ahead and watch her videos. And I would always give thanks to her because she gave me a shout out, but that's not, I actually gave her a shout out before she did mine. But anyway, it's Nursing with Key. Brilliant young lady, just doing great things and so real. And thank you so much for the shout out. So back to Nurse Amy Inspirational Cookie Points. You are stronger than you know, young man. You are stronger than you know, young lady. You are stronger than you know, sister, brother. You really are. What you need to do when things hit you sometimes, don't be in a rush to just immediately marshal out a plan. Sometimes you need to pause. As long as you don't stay in that pause for too long, because again, remember, you have to be moving. Pause. Smell the coffee, smell the roses. Take stock of things. Don't be in a rush. Listen. Listen to that inner voice. Listen to the voice of God. Listen to that positive, whatever you want to call it. Just listen. The answer will come to you. You're stronger than you know. Again, you're listening to Nurse Amy on YouTube. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nurse Amy Academy. Like my Facebook page at Nurse Amy Academy. And of course, I've got my podcast at Nurse Amy Online. I appreciate you guys writing to me. I have people writing to me, letting me know about passing the exams after watching the skills I have on my video. And that is something I do. I not only just teach skills, I also share my experiences. I have people come on and hang with me. I do question and answers because people want to know. Something people actually have been writing me about is to know my experience in nursing. Oh my God, I have stories to tell you. I do. So I might start doing that. Another thing I've started doing, again, it's because of this wonderful people God has put in my life, is doing personal coaching. and just motivational type stuff like life coaching. I actually have 2 students right now. Well, they've gone beyond. One is a student and one's gone beyond that. So she's in nursing school. So I'm so excited about it because this is something I've just done it because it's just me. It's just me paying it forward. I always tell people that I want to be that change. So it starts with me. The change I want to see, the kindness I want to see in the healthcare system. There's just so much bad blood, so much bullying, and I'm just tired of it. So I want to be the change I want to see. So, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to mentor younger people, and sometimes they're not necessarily younger than I am, you know, but everyone needs someone to talk to. So please feel free. You can write to me. A lot of you do already at nurseamyacademy@gmail.com and tell me things you want me to talk about. Give me ideas about what kind of episodes you want me uploading. And please like, comment, share my videos. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you always get my upload every time I put out a video. That means a lot to me. And please just share the word. Tell people about what I do. Tell people to come back, listen to me here on YouTube and on my podcast, and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Until I catch you on the next episode, please be safe, be kind. Remember, you're the only one who can limit yourself. Why do that? And I am your biggest cheerleader. Be blessed.